Dude, you still do flashlight reviews? Yep. At least when I'm stoked about the light, I think it's high value, high quality, and useful for our systems. And when I can fit it in, you betcha, I'll knock out a review. Kind of like this one. The outstanding FourSevens Quark Mini AA Squared. One of my all-time favorite EDC light choices. It's been in the project for well over a year now, actually several versions of the Quark Mini AA Squared. In particular, this one has been thumped on quite hard, so you're going to get the data from my own personal long-term test, both in everyday carry, I'm talking around the city and stuff, and also some backcountry data. It's all good, I'll say that right now. I'll make the review as quick as I can. A lot of it I've covered in depth in other reviews. I may make reference to that. Size and weight. Check this. How about 2.8 ounces for that little slim light you're seeing before the camera? 2.8 ounces for a double AA flashlight? That's awesome. And that, by the way, is with Duracells or Inaloops, which are heavier cells. If you run lithium batteries, it's going to be lighter weight still. Now, by way of reference, to give you some comparison, if you're not a flashaholic, this is an extremely slim double AA flashlight, and actually I think it's standard setting for mass-produced lights. Here we go, Echo 21 Phoenix variety by way of reference. That's somewhat bigger, don't you think? Heavier. Not that the E21 is a bad light. It's very straightforward, simple, I believe single mode flashlight, very affordable, but as you can see, runs the same power cells. I think a lot of other lights generally running the double A's, I'm talking 2 variety, will be along this form factor. This is standard setting. Love it. Very easily integrated into pretty much whatever system you want. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. The size and weight, superb on the Quark Mini AA Squared. Onto construction and waterproofness. Well, I've kind of covered this, like I said, in detail on the other Quark lights, in particular the mini single cell versions. Go reference that review. I'll try to remember to annotate it in the upper right. But it features the same construction as those lights, and that means they're very tough, very reliable. Type 3 hard anodized aluminum, black variety. Maybe I've missed it, but I haven't seen any special colorations on the Quark Mini AA Squared. Pretty durable finish. As you can see, mine's been thumped on pretty good, dropped on concrete a few times. A little bit normal wear and tear. I don't mind that at all. I just think it just adds some character. There's the knurling on it. I do think this could be improved sometime. The Nightcore was the best knurling I ever saw. Real flashaholics, I'm probably a pseudo flashaholic, real flashaholics who have like dozens and dozens of flashlights probably have clued into some others that have, I don't know, better knurling than this. However, I don't hear a lot of guys or gals complaining about this at all. And it doesn't rip your pockets up. That's a good thing. But in hand, how much traction does it provide? I'm kind of jumping ahead to ergos. It's okay. Not too bad. There's the emitter head. That is a high quality glass lens, and it's very break resistant. Go reference my mini Quark Mini review when I dropped one of them off a bridge onto asphalt. That didn't break. Pretty awesome. Anti-reflective coated on the inside and the outside. That's an LOP reflector, and it is a great choice for this light and what it's going to be called to do for illumination. We'll talk about that in beam patterns and such. Great job. No leakage, by the way, in water testing here in the Nutnfancy project at all. Even in a long-term test, I think I left it in there for like 8 hours. We're told that this is IPX8 water resistant standard. That means 12 foot, 24-hour static. I switched it around, actuated the modes, no leakage. That's because it's O-ring sealed. And honestly, it has a very simple construction. There's nothing you're going to do on the back side here. There's no switch, there's no twisty things, there's no way that the water can get here. You have one O-ring on this light. Thumbs up. Love the simplicity. Anodized threads. Little bit of looseness in the threads I've noted. Not too bad. In use, I really don't pay attention to it at all. Okay, by the way, there's your O-ring right there. Okay, pretty straightforward. What else? Oh, that pocket clip. I did engrave that pocket clip because the black anodizing kind of chips off when you engrave it. Ask the TMPers whose lights I've engraved for them at SHOT Show or gun shows. And I'll do the same for you too, free of charge if I ever run into you, if you have a 4.7's light that I've reviewed. No problem. I'm doing it on the pocket clip now though, because it just looks better, won't chip off anodizing. Speaking of which, this is perfection right here, guys. Perfection. Very tough, durable, doesn't poke out. It's like a good knife clip. Strong, you know, it'll go over some thick fabric like our tactical pants. You can take it off if you need to. Mini Torx on that side. Awesome job on the pocket clip. Nothing I would change at all about that. How about this? Flat tail cap. So you can do that. Tail stand. Very, very helpful. That's construction and water resistance. All thumbs up on that. I may have forgot a couple things. Cruising. Ergonomics. I already talked about the knurling. I think it could be improved. I guess I'll talk about the UI here because that's kind of an ergonomic issue. The UI means user interface. If we bring that Phoenix back, it has a clicky switch. So you're going to turn the light on like so. Simple. I do like the clicky UI. I think most folks do. There are a few disadvantages to it, especially in some 4.7's lights. I'm talking about maybe Preon 2. This one has a flat tail cap on it, and I put that on purpose because the clicky UI sometimes can actuate in your pocket. You go to your light and you find out your batteries are like totally dead. That sucks. So I'm actually pretty much running flat tail caps on all my Preon 2s. So that makes the user interface exactly like the Quark Mini AA squared, which is to say I've sacrificed one-handed operation for durability and, let me say, a battery guarantee. In other words, I haven't ran my batteries out. Two-handed light. You're just going to twist the emitter head to access your brightness levels like that. I don't think it's a big deal. That's about all I have to say for ergonomics. I already talked about the rest. Still an awesome pocket clip. On to brightness and throw. Totally cruising on this review. Love the brightness of the Quark Mini AA squared. This one is the XPG, I'm talking Cree variety of LED, XPG R5. There have been other emitters in there, I'm talking LEDs, sorry. There will be others, but man, I'm happy with that R5. It's a clean white LED. I guess I should turn it on while I'm talking about it. It seems adequately bright for me. Honestly, too, when a brighter light comes out, I'm kind of like, yawn. Seriously, because I'm pretty happy with this. On high mode, which you're looking at right here, let me kill one of these lights. 180 out the front lumens, and I hope I'm not mistaken on this, they're ANSI rated lumens. Then if we go, let me turn it off for a second. If you just leave it off for a second or two, it'll start off in low mode. Low mode is 3 out the front lumens for the burn time of, I'm just going to use 4.7 specs, 3.4 days. By the way, I'd probably cut those about 40% off when you get into colder conditions in my experience. Yeah, seriously. 40% less than manufacturer's recommendations. Up in the wilderness is what I see. Here comes medium. 36 out the front lumens, burning for, I'm talking new power cells, 8.8 hours. Okay, that's decent. And then we showed you high already. There we go, 180 out the front lumens. 1.7 hours, by the way. Now, if we were to compare this against a Preon 2, because this is my other favorite EDC light choice, and I can't tell you how many TMPers I've run into that have Preon 2s from the review I did. I'm talking hundreds I've met. They love it too. Just love the Preon. This is basically the same light and the same burn times, less run time though. Okay, and that makes sense because it's running a AAA cell, AA cell. We would expect that, right? So the benefit is if you're in a situation where you think you may need more run time, you might want to get one of these and run with it and just accept the slight increase in weight and size. That's how I look at these two varieties. By way of reference, low on the Preon 2 is 2.2 out the front, 22 on medium, 160 on high. And on high, it's only going to run 4.7 specs, 0.8 hours. Again, cut that off a little bit if you're in cold conditions. Even with lithium batteries, I find that to be the case. Okay, there's a little bit of side-by-side comparisons on the Preon 2. Check out that beam pattern too. I did some wall shots with this, ceiling shots. I'll see if I can find them somewhere at the beginning or end of the video. That is a perfect EDC beam right there. And yes, I think my camera is effectively capturing it. Here we go to low. Look at that. That's that light orange peel reflector just throwing a perfectly concentric beam. That is where FourSevens lights just have it going on. I've always said that. No, they're not the only game in town, but man, they got great beam patterns. Look at that. Perfect spill beam. It's an area light, but it's not so spread out that I can't, you know, illuminate something at distance with a Quark Mini AA squared. There's high. And then those special modes, which I haven't talked about yet, are buried, which is exactly what we want, because it's rare you're going to use the strobe burning at 3.3 hours. You're just going to twist it quick like that until you access them. Going through the cycle about 2. There's the strobe mode, 3.3 hours. You do it again. I think it goes into SOS for 10 hours. Let me do it again, and it'll go into what I think is one of the most, as I've said in other reviews, useful special mode, beacon. That's because I'm a backpacker. I'll often pin a FourSevens light onto my tent, and as I go filter water, I'll just look for that pulse, you know, every 10 seconds. Because sometimes I'm traveling to filter that water. We're talking like half a mile, sometimes even further. And it's kind of nice not having to bring the GPS or whatever. I know it sounds crazy, but I go to some crazy places as you've seen. Just look for the pulse of light. Gives you a direction. I've actually shown that in some videos. If you go reference what was it, Where the Air is Thin series with my son, I talked about it there. Then if we twist one more time, we'll go into beacon low. And that is 88 hours? Dude, that's pretty awesome. And again, we see the increased burn time from those AA cells. I really can't criticize anything about the burn time, the modes, the UI here. I like the UI. Like I said, just a twist UI is simplicity at its best. There's less things to fail and go wrong. You know, I guess if you have it, I didn't experience this, but I think some guys have talked about it. If you have it like almost turned on and you walk around, maybe it'll do that on you. You just need to maybe give it 1/3 to half, you know, unscrew on the emitter head. Then you won't have that problem, I think. Great, great, great. Cruising. Let's see, did I cover everything? Versatility. Let's talk about philosophy of use. Pretty much I've concentrated on the everyday carry POU. Raise your hand if you carry a light on your person all the time since watching, perhaps subscribing to the Nutnfancy project. Most guys and gals I run into that are carrying an everyday carry light on them, and it will transform how you do your business. You'll find that in in dark rooms and stuff, you don't even mess around with turning on the light, looking for the light switch. You just fish the light out of your pocket, bam, instant illumination. Everybody should have an EDC light on their person. Everybody. They're so slim, they're so affordable, no reason not to. Here's a couple others. I mentioned this already, wilderness light. Yes, I'll still opt for the single cell variety of Quarks, specifically the Quark Mini 123. That is hands down my favorite wilderness light. Nothing's changed that. But occasionally I will run with this. It does have longer run time and it has decent throw. And as you saw, 180 out the front lumens. Sick. Medical light. Include it in your first aid kit. Honestly, I think the Preon 2 is a better choice for that. It's slimmer, it's lighter, and I don't know if you need that increased run time in that philosophy of use. Something to think about. Survival kit. In that philosophy of use, I would want an increased runtime. Definitely. Quark Mini AA squared is a great option for that, and more importantly, it's using those very standard cells, which you can find more easily, as you can see running in loops in here. Cool. And let's see, what else? Oh, here's a fun POU. I'm going to just break it out into its own. Gift. What a great gift. If you want to give someone something they're going to remember forever, something they're going to use forever, maybe they're a civilian, a medical professional, law enforcement officer, whoever, taxi cab driver, contractor, they will use this light. And I would engrave it if I were you. From you to them, Christmas gift, awesome idea. Very versatile, and those are just a couple of the POUs as I see it. Track record, outstanding. Just outstanding, and that's from my own experience, guys. This light here has given me no problems whatsoever, and if it does, lifetime warranty. I think it's lifetime. I'd have to look. It's been a while since I've done a... Oh, here we go. 10-year warranty. Sorry, I misspoke. Haven't done a flashlight review in a while. 10-year warranty by FourSevens. They'll hook you up, send it back through your dealer, back directly to FourSevens, but I haven't seen any problems. I'm not going to say you won't have a problem, because I have heard of some with Preons. You know, maybe some of the other FourSevens lights that I've reviewed. Crap happens, man. There's manufacturing defects in pretty much everything I review here in front of the camera. That's just the way it goes. The track record, however, is phenomenal. You can drop it on concrete, as I've done with this light accidentally several times. It'll keep on running. You know, it's just a great light, tough. Can't speak. Tough, too. Incidentally, it is dirt resistant as well. I think sooner or later I will probably cover this in dirt to prove it. I did it with the other FourSevens lights, though, and I'll just transfer that track record to this light. Same construction, O-ring sealed, all that stuff. Here's a little caveat, though, when we're talking about track record. Where'd it go? Here it is. Don't run these cells in your Quark Mini AA squared 14500s. I have this friend. He did it, and he totally toasted the light. Alright, that friend was me. I did it. Yep, totally ruined a Quark Mini AA squared. I slammed in 2 of those. I know. Well, the single cell variety does it, even though it's not manufacturer recommended. Okay, cost and value. I think on the website, this is a moment in time. Retail on it is $43 on the FourSevens website. Go to my recommended retailer in the upper right, and you are going to save some coin. Again, snapshot in time, but how about $33 using the Nutnfancy discount code? What? Yeah, that's what I said. That is awesome value. In the package also, when we talk about value, you'll get what you always do. A lanyard, extra O-rings, extra batteries. I guess not extra, but you'll get some Duracell batteries, and then of course the manual. I like the green packaging that on some of their lights, FourSevens, that is David and crew, were sending out. Less pollution, I'm always for that. It is a slammin' light, guys. Slammin' light. Quark Mini AA Squared is one of my top recommended EDC lights for all the reasons I just talked about. Thanks for watching the video and all the support. See you guys.